Michael, good afternoon. First of all, your reaction to the cup draw?
Yeah, listen, we're delighted to be in the draw to start with. I think that's all you can do. Put yourself in the draw and see what's thrown at us, and the draw's the draw. I don't want to say it's a good draw or not a good draw, because it's another tough game for us, and I think they've proved what they're capable of beating Luton Exeter. So it'll be a long journey for the supporters, that's for sure, and a few days before Plymouth. So that's challenging in itself, but for us it's a good game. We're in the next round of the cup, so we'll go down there and look forward to it.
And I mean, compared to say Newcastle, who've been given Man City and then Man United, your route is clubs in divisions lower than you. Do you prefer it that way? It's giving you a good cup run.
We just try to win games, really. There's the magic and the fairy tale side of it of getting one of the big teams, if you like, but. It's about the next game ahead of you and trying to win it. So we've managed to manoeuvre the game so far pretty well, and new challenge, fresh challenge. So we'll look forward to it.
Since I saw you, 2 wins on the bounce. So have you turned the corner?
Results-wise, you could say that. Was there a corner to turn? For me personally, not really. I think I kept saying how much I believed in the work we were doing and what I was seeing from the boys day in, day out. So. A couple of things have gone in our favour, and I think we've deserved the results we've had. I don't think there's any denying that, but it's fine margins, and we've had a good week, something to build on and take confidence from for sure. But still a long way to go.
Can you put your finger on what might have changed?
I don't think an awful lot's changed. I think the results have changed. I think performances largely have been there, like I said all along, and. A little bit of confidence, and I say confidence. I thought we started the game fantastically well last week against Southampton and went to goal down, and it didn't really put us out of our stride. So mentally, the boys were in a really good place. But yes, a little bit of success within the game does wonders for you. So I was delighted the way the boys responded, the way the supporters have responded and stuck with us, and obviously having Tuesday on the back of that is a good couple of games for us.
And you can take that confidence into the next game against Watford. So what kind of game can we expect?
Yeah, it's obviously a new game. The boys are in a good place. We've had a good week. We've trained well. They're hungry for more. We're not getting carried away. I think we've cracked it all of a sudden, but it's the boys are in a good place. Looking forward to the game. It's a tough game. Every game in this league is a tough game anyway. But they've got some real threats, good individuals that can twist games, turn games at any moment. So we'll have to be alive and alert and perform to our level, really, to give us a good chance.
Thanks, Michael.
Obviously, it's been a good week for you, Michael, as mentioned. How do you use that momentum built in the last 7 days to fire the rest of your season and get it going?
Much of the same, really. Much of the same. We won't approach the game any different as we did approach the game last week or the week before. It's important we stick to what we know, the process, and believe in what we're doing. And the boys have done that really well. And of course, the bit of success, the results, the scoring goals, winning games, keeping a clean sheet on Tuesday night, everyone playing a part, builds that positivity around. But it's always the next game that's the most important, and we need to put things into place that'll give us a good chance again.
Just on that next game, of course, it's Watford. Are they a side that will give you opportunities? They have conceded a few this season.
You can't assume that. I think they're a good team. They're a good team. For to do that, we got to be good with the ball. We got to be good tackling. We got to be good in transition. So we can't go into a game assuming anything from the opposition. I think it's about what can we control, what can we do. That'll make a difference for us, and then take the game as it comes.
And finally, just a word on the supporters who travelled to Bradford midweek. Of course, there was 4,000, pretty much a full stand at Valley Parade. Just how much do they impact you on the pitch, and can you feel their backing when you're there? Yeah, 100%. We can feel the backing. It's to have a game like that, the fans like that, create an atmosphere like that, to win the game and to send them home happy and to celebrate at the end is. It's what it's about, that's football. That's why we're all involved in it, to have nights like that where there's that connection and energy between us. So every single game, I've said it enough times now, I think
every single game. The support's been phenomenal, especially away from home during the week. It's not easy to do that, and we appreciate that. So Exeter's a new challenge, of course, but it makes a hell of a difference for the boys.
Obviously Exeter is a new challenge, but do you feel confident, or how confident do you feel given they are the division below you at the moment?
Yeah, I think I'm confident in our players, really, not confident against so much of the opposition, what league they're in. I think it's just I'm confident in the group we've got and what I'm seeing them do and trying to do. That's what gives me the most belief, really, and I'm looking forward to see what we can achieve this season.
Fabulous. And everything's clicking into place now for you, given the back-to-back wins you had?
To a point, yeah. We're not getting carried away. I think it's 2 games. It's progress, in terms of results. Of course it is. But as I've kept saying, it's not surprised me. I felt that was coming, and I felt that that's what the boys were capable of. It's all right now. It's in the past. We've got to concentrate on what's next and what difference we can make on Saturday and on Tuesday and on Saturday again after that.
Perfect. Thank you.
You mentioned the hunger there, Michael. When you have a week like this after what went before it, do you sense that around the building and in training, that little lift around the place?
Honestly, no, not really. I think the place was fine before that. Results weren't fine, but the actual atmosphere, the environment, the energy around the group, positivity, the togetherness. Trust me, it was all there. So there wasn't really a difference. Results naturally give you a little bit of extra little boost, but really, yeah, it's been a great place to work, and it has been this week.
Yeah, and just on the cup run, I mean, obviously when you were struggling for results in the league, did that cup run in any way kind of help you, and if maybe for a better word, like affirm what you were doing and knowing you were on the right track? Yeah,
listen, winning games is great. Whatever competition, whatever level, it's good. We've changed the team a little bit. We've freshened things up a little bit at times in the cup. Everyone's played the part, and I think it's important to feel that everyone has a part to play in quite a big way. So for me, staying in the competition as long as we possibly can and seeing where we can go is important. And we've got the squad to do it. So I'm really delighted we're still there.
Injury for the weekend. How's Rav, Marcus, and Alex?
Rav is a little bit touch and go. We'll have to wait and see. He had a bit of a neural problem at the top of his hamstring, so we'll have to see how he goes. Marcus, hopefully that he can be back around the group. Alex maybe a little bit longer. Yeah,
and just on Rav, I apologise, I know you're getting sick of me asking about signings, but on Rav, you did the other night.
I didn't say I was sick of you asking.
No, but on Rav, I mean, he's almost in some respect flew under the radar. He's 19, he's come in, he's played, all across the back four for you. How impressed have you been with how he has been since he arrived?
Yeah, hugely. He's a terrific individual, Rav. Really grounded, really humble, terrific character, great attitude, got a real calming influence, but quite sure of himself in a really good way. And as you say, he hadn't played. I think he told me he played right back once before Betis when Tommy got injured pre-season. And then he had never played left back in his life. He ended up playing left back against Sheffield Wednesday, and he's just got the capabilities to do that. He's a really good footballer. He's, as I said, he's clever, he's smart, he's hungry, he's got a great attitude, and to do that in 19 in a new country and new surroundings is not easy at all. And it's a great time for him moving forward. It's all experience for him, and I said that to him. It's a terrific experience for him, taking him out of his comfort zone a little bit at times, but he's dealt with it unbelievably well.
Yeah, and obviously it was no secret that in the summer there was numerous kind of top European clubs interested in him, but he said himself he came to Middlesbrough because he wanted to play football. That's what would make him happy. I mean, how refreshing is that for you as a head coach to hear that a young player wants to come somewhere to play football? Oh,
it's absolutely terrific. I think it's the boys, we'd like to think they're here for the right reasons, and to come and play, enjoy the football, to work hard, to try and develop in certain ways depending on what age you are. But it's really refreshing for someone of Rav's capabilities and potential to. When he could have chosen other clubs, bigger clubs if you like. he's seen something here that he thought that he was keen to be part of, and we're delighted to have him. And really excited to see kind of what his potential and how he can fulfil and what actually it is, because he's doing ever so well at the moment.
Just finally from me, we spoke to Dale after the game on Tuesday night, and he mentioned, you know, the improvements that he felt the team had made off the ball in the last 2 games. He mentioned that you'd kind of emphasised that as well prior to that, and we have seen that in the game, the kind of success you've had in turning the ball over a lot quicker when you've lost it. I mean, how much has that been encouraging for you in the last 2 games?
Yeah, it's been a big factor. I wouldn't say it's something new that we've suddenly tried to fix over the last week or so. I think it's an ongoing process, if you like, that we've over a period of time we're conscious of wanting to be better at that aspect of the game, and again, the boys, they're trying to take it on board, the information, they're trying to put it into practice. Sometimes it works, sometimes it might not quite go to plan, but they've stuck at it, and I think feeling the success of it over the last week or so has helped them in terms of the committing to it and really believing in it, and helps the kind of the aggressive nature of that side of the game, which is good to see. There's a lot of work to do, of course there is, but it's nice to feel that success.
How is Alex in himself? Because I'd imagine when you join a club desperate to impress, it must be so frustrating to be on the sidelines and to not be involved.
Yeah, it's frustrating, no denying that. He's a good lad, Alex. He's got his head down, he's working hard, he's been patient as well. His career at Middlesbrough is not going to be defined by 1 or 2 weeks. Now it's a long period of time, and so and our responsibility to make sure he's right to perform as well. So it's we look after him. He's fine. He's training hard to get fit, which you'd expect, and he loads of time for him to improve, to develop, and be a big part of the group.
And off the pitch, how do you help a player settle when they come in and they're not training, and maybe they're watching all the rest of the lads on the training pitch and they're in the gym or whatever? How do the players, how do the leaders in the group ensure that? Yeah,
it's a big part of it. It's easy when things are going well, and maybe you've had the success or the headlines within because of the games, but actually it's away from that, which is the most important, and you have the bigger impact. So I've told you loads and loads of times about the group and how important they are, and especially the senior players and the leaders, and they all look after each other. I think if you asked all the boys that, they'd feel that. Speaking to them myself, some of the ones that have just came in, that they feel that, and no more so when you might be out of it, or you feel you're out of it. You're actually not out of it, you're part of it. Just maybe have to sit out for a week or 2.
And when you were saying there that you didn't need to lift the lads in the first few weeks of the season, what did you do or what have you done to make sure that the mood was like that, and that you didn't need to do that? Or what have the leadership group that you talked about there, what have they done?
Just be themselves, to be honest. Believe in themselves, be themselves, and of course I understand that's not that's not taken for granted. It's not a guarantee. That I've seen it within dressing rooms and times myself as well, but for me to be myself, and when they do something well, then back them, we're with them. If they go off track, then we've got to pull them into line, but we've not really had to do that. So it shows real character. I said it to you again last week. I think when you're having a time when it's not going quite well, it shows the real character within the group, and we've not had a problem. We've not doubted that 1 minute. So I think being yourself and trusting in it and committing and giving everything you've got, that gets you through it largely.
Riley scored assist in the last couple of weeks, started the last couple of league games. Is he looking back to his best?
Yeah, I think he's found a good rhythm. Riley, you can see that. I think he looks comfortable again in terms of, I don't like the word comfortable in terms of performance, but comfortable in terms of his timing, his rhythm. He's seeing the pictures, and he's obviously he's had some success as well with the goals. But so yeah, as I said, he's a big part of us. I said that a couple of weeks ago, and he hadn't started a game or 2, but there was never a case of anything else apart from just finding a way to get him back, and he's certainly been really good this week.
Why was he not in the team early on? Was he slightly unfit at all?
No, he was fit. He was fit. That's why we got a squad. We can't pick everybody, and certain boys were at different stages. That's obviously my decision to try and do that and pick players at the right time, and Riley's certainly coming into a good bit of form now.
And we've talked a lot about the young lads that have come in, especially across the forward line, lads who are relatively inexperienced. Has Riley stepped up in terms of being a leader, and did you see a difference in him after the World Cup last year when he came back, and what he's achieved in the game? Have you seen another step up this summer?
I think just natural experience and maturity really, and time as that. Some boys kind of stay level, some boys take steps throughout the career, and I think that's the beauty of being able to have a long career in a game. Of each little kind of chapter or each thing, you've got to take that step and improve in different ways. It's not always the footballing, sometimes it's football understanding, sometimes it's your composure or your demeanour or your character, and experience can be a fantastic thing if you use it in the right way, and certainly Riley's keeps taking steps like a lot of the boys do, which is really encouraging.
Sorry, last one from me on Riley. The goal last Saturday, you've talked about needing the forward players to all chip in now, especially after the forward players you lost in the summer, so that must be encouraging as well. Yeah,
for sure, yeah. He's Riley's got that in him, definitely. Not relying solely on Riley to do that. I think it's a spread amongst the group really, and if someone goes and scores a lot of goals for themselves, then fantastic, but I think we're capable of spreading that across the forward line, across the group. Big goals and big moments is important, and Riley produced one just before half time for us last week.
Last week I asked you when we might see the real Johnny Howson, and he certainly answered that question on Saturday.
Yeah, Johnny was terrific. I thought him and Hayden together really good in the midfield in terms of control and dominating, and really taking the game to Southampton, and then obviously the big moment, if you like, in terms of taking the penalty. But more for me was the rest of the performance, and all the elements that went into that is exactly what we know Johnny's capable of, and together with Hayden and then Dan obviously on Tuesday, we feel that we've got a real good mix in midfield, and Lewis to come into that as well. And Johnny's stable, he sets the example, he's and his quality, for me, he's severely underrated in terms of how good a footballer he is, and I think he's shown that over a period of time now.
And you mentioned Hayden Hackney, obviously got a supporters award last week, and it must be great for him to play alongside Johnny Howson, but he's really sort of seemed to be stepping up this season again.
Yeah, I think as a young player you come in and you're kind of relying on a senior player or someone next to you to kind of not show you the ropes, because you've got to do your own thing, but a little bit to lean on a bit to get you through. And then obviously the next bit is flourishing and believing in yourself, backing yourself to do what you're capable of doing. And I think we've seen that kind of evolve with Hayden since I've been here, certainly since he got on the team. Johnny was I think Hayden will probably say is a big part of him doing so well, of knowing, having that trust and that calmness next to you, who takes the burden off you a little bit. And then I think we've seen this season especially is Hayden kind of kicking on to a different level as well himself, and that comes from having the confidence of the build-up from last season, which Johnny's obviously helped them with. So that's the natural thing, exactly. That's why you want the senior players to be the examples, and we've got a number of young players, and the senior players are vital to help them grow and develop and make the team better.
And I guess we saw that again on Tuesday with some of the younger players, Morgan, and I suppose people really fitting into the whole sort of looked like a really good structure.
Yeah, that was pleasing for me to see. It's not easy when you do make changes to for it all to go again and go smoothly, but I thought it was credit to how the boys train and the information that they're prepared to take on, and I thought that for me as a coach looking at it was pleasing to see that it was we were seeing a lot of the same things, and from different individual players, but fitting into the structure, looked comfortable, looked really at home, and looked that there was a lot of potential as well there. So I was really pleased with the whole night on Tuesday.
And you were saying last week about how your natural demeanour is quite calm, and we can see, same as last week here.
Boring.
But you're keeping level. You're emphasising that it's just a start.
Yeah, and of course, I can't get carried away now. It's we've had a really, really good performance. I'm not kidding myself. Saturday was a really good performance all round. It's probably up there as good as we've had in terms of the opposition and the level of opposition to have as much control and dominate like we did in such an important game. I was really pleased with Saturday. So that gives us the confidence and the belief. But you know, it is what it is. You know, we've got to get back to work and do it all over again on Saturday, and after that on Tuesday, and after that on Saturday again. And by going up and down, and it's not very easy to think clearly and have clarity the way we want to do things. So I try and be like that. I think the players have coped with that very, very well, and you know, it's really encouraging for the rest of the season.